Yeah, HappiDaze here. In today's video, we got the news drop for the new characters for the New Year's Sugofest. So we'll go ahead and break down what these characters do. We'll probably have one video per new character. We are going into this completely blind, so I haven't looked at what these characters do. So this will be my real live first reaction to what is going to be coming up for the New Year's Sugo. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So you can see it looks like it's going to be these four characters here. Actually, Saturn's a little bit of a surprise to me. I really wasn't expecting to see a Saturn this soon. And another Kuma is kind of a disappointment. We've had a lot of Kumas recently, so yeah, it just looks like it's another Kuma who will be on there. So let's actually get down to where the new characters are listed. So it looks like, if I scroll here, all right, so the first character is a Super Sugofest exclusive Emmett, so that's awesome. Robot from the Egghead arc. Was really looking forward to both him and Nika with both Luffy and Bonney, so super excited to see that he was actually there. Surprised he wasn't on the banner up top in that image, because I much prefer him over Saturn, but that's just my personal opinion there. So we'll break into each of these characters. Again, as mentioned, you saw Kuma up there. We saw Saturn up there in the image, and then, of course, we had Luffy and Bonney as the main characters. So for this video, we're just going to focus on Luffy and Bonney and see how they are. I'm super excited for this unit. I know a lot of people are kind of sick of seeing Egghead units about this point, but I just love any new Luffy unit. So definitely going to be pulling for this guy no matter what. But let's see if he's actually any good. So going to this site here. So look at it real quick. They do have a super type. That's awesome. They have a super tandem. They don't have a switch, which is interesting. I thought maybe they'd be a switch character, but it doesn't look like they have any switch. So that's interesting. So let's go into what they can actually do. Key points. They change Free Spirit characters into Super Free Spirit, Cerebral into Super Cerebral, so that makes sense based on the two classes that they are, Free Spirit, Cerebral. And they have a Super Tandem, as we already mentioned. And they have a special where if the character is a captain, has an int support on that unit, and they have the Shorehead Pirates and Egghead Arc characters. Normal attacks are able to go through defense for one turn. That's pretty awesome. Being able to go through the blue shield is definitely going to be huge, and only having to have a int type captain and have that support on there is going to be even better. So yeah, that's going to be crazy. There's tons of good int supports for both Luffy and Bonney, so that shouldn't be any problem at all getting that condition to trigger for that special. They have a special. Let's take a look at what it does. Liberation Nika punches the name. Delays the attacks of all enemies by one turn, ignoring delay and immunity. Wow, that already is a awesome start to that. That is fantastic. So that's awesome. You automatically get a delay right off the bat. Reduce Cruise's despair duration by 10 turns. Interesting they put something like this for 10 turns in the special. Usually it's reserved for more captain ability if it's usually past 7 turns, which means there's probably be a lot of despair gimmicks coming up in the Blitz or whatever other content might be coming out around there. Deals 300 times the character's attack in non-type damage to one enemy. Wow, that is quite a shot right there. Would have been better. I would prefer it to be a little bit lower multiplier and spread across all enemies instead of just one, but that's going to hit like a tank to that one enemy when you do use it. Applies a int territory to the field. That's awesome. That makes sense given their class and their color. And boosts damage delayed enemies by up to 4 times for one turn. So their special will do the delay through immunity, and then you get a increased damage on that as well, based on how you do on your action special. So yeah, you get up to a 4 times attack boost to delayed enemies. That's nuts. Like this unit is gonna hit like an absolute monster when they go. Not surprising that it's kind of broken so far, but yeah, you're going to be doing just a ton of damage with this character. If a special is activated when normal attacks are able to deal damage ignoring all defensive effects, so again, that's having to have that support on the captain. Then if you have that, then you can get a additional stack of damage boosting effects for one turn. And deals boost the damage dealt to enemies who are weakened by 2.75 for one turn. Wow. Yeah, I can't say enough. This unit is just gonna absolutely destroy people. Not only do you get a bunch of buffs just from the special, it buffs itself, gives you a way to stack additional buffs on top of that. And boost damage dealt to enemies who have increased damage taken or weakened by 2.75. Like, that's just, it's nuts. Yeah, like this one alone is pretty broken so far. And then lastly, if this character is a captain and has an int type support, okay, we have to, yeah, this was mentioned in the text above there. So that's interesting. So yeah, that's gonna be just absolutely crazy. How easy that would be to trigger that. Again, you'll have to have it as your captain. You won't be able to use this with the friend captain. So they do want you to pull one of this character for yourself. But yeah, special is pretty busted. Like that's one of the better specials that I've probably seen in a very very long time. Like this is a pretty nuts special. All right, so let's get their captain ability. Will to pave the path of freedom. So at the start of the quest, applies an effect that reduces the crew's special charge time versus gauge and switch effects by 3. Locks crew slots for 10 turns. That's interesting, unless they have a way to get a certain slot to start off with. But that's interesting that whatever you get off the bat, you get it locked for 10 turns, and you can do Super Tandem with recovery or rainbow slots for 10 turns. That's pretty awesome. So that means that there must be some part of their kit that will give you recovery or rainbow slots. But yeah, that's pretty good. Boost int and free spirit or cerebral characters attack by 6 HP by 1.2, respectable amount. Not gonna complain there. And then it makes the crew's int and recovery slots have matching slot effects. Interesting that they don't change int into recovery. You would think that they might have done that to help get the super tandem easier to trigger, but it kind of is what it is. And if this character is a captain and performs excellent for the action special, it boosts Bonney Pirates, Revolutionary Army, Straw Hat, Scientist, and Egghead characters attack by 1.1. Okay, so you get a little bit higher than the 6 times multiplier there. So that's definitely just giving you a little bit more damage. And becomes boost Bonney Pirates, Revolutionary Army, Straw Hat, Scientist, and Egghead characters attack by 1.4. Yeah, so you're just going to be doing just a bunch more damage. Again, this character seems really focused on just doing a bunch of damage out there. And then depending if you have characters who have a certain amount of tags on your crew, you can also get these effects down here. So you can reduce your charge time by an additional 2 turns. So on top of the what was it, 3 you get here, so you can get 5 turns right off the bat. Which is kind of crazy. Yeah, so that's absolutely crazy. A further 2 turns on top of that 3, and then when 4 more Straw Hat or Egghead characters on the crew, it boosts Bonney Pirates, Revolutionary Army, Straw Hat, Scientist, and Egghead art characters attack by 1.1 times, and allows the crew's following effects to more immunity to all status effects. Wow! So you auto get this if you apply any of these debuffs right here. They auto go through immunity as long as you have 4 or more of these type of characters. That's crazy. Like, wow, that is something else. Yeah, like I don't know how people can complain about this unit. Like I haven't seen one thing that's really bad about this unit though. Though I haven't seen anything about the getting the slots at the beginning to be something like recovery or rainbow. I haven't seen any of that yet, but I assume there has to be something there, or maybe one of the rare recruit batch will do that. But it's interesting that there's nothing to get their slots to a certain slot at the beginning of the quest. Crewmate ability just gives you a little bit of an attack boost there, and raises base HP by 150, makes characters into recover slots matching, and makes Cerebral Crest, Psi, and Tandem slots have matching effects. Okay, so crewmate ability is just kind of whatever, nothing kind of too crazy here. All right, Super Tandem. Let's see. Hopefully this is a good one. When 2 or more of the following characters are on the crew, except the double character, except a support, and double characters count as 1. So good amount of units over here. A lot of the Straw Hat Pirates, of course, a lot of the scientists that are there, and a lot of the Egghead arc characters there. So should have no problem getting the Super Tandem triggered with the amount of characters that are on this area here. So love to see that. And at level 5, it will reduce special charge time for crews Monkey D. Luffy and Julie Bonney by 2 turns. So again, on top of the 5 turns that you get just for having them, you get another 2 turns on top of that if you use their super tandem. So yeah, you're not gonna have any problem, I don't think, triggering this character special. Again, if you have dual Bonney and Luffy units, right, then off the bat that would be 6 right off the bat that you could remove of special CT time or special time, and then you also get another 2 here. Like, yeah, that's crazy how easy it's gonna be to activate, I think, this special. And then you get attack boost tandem of 3 times, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's I was half expecting to see like a base attack, but yeah, the fact that you get a bunch of special reduction and a 3 times attack boost, tandem attack boost is pretty awesome. And again, Free Spirit Cerebral have so many characters there that it just makes it pretty easy to trigger that super tandem. So love to see that. And then coming into their EX Super. So you need 3 or more of the following characters, pretty much the same characters that you saw above. Again, a lot of good characters here, so shouldn't have any problems getting enough characters to activate this tag. So you get Free Spirit into Super Free Spirit, Cerebral into Super Cerebral. So that's pretty good. Automatically changes 2 characters into their super forms. And reduces character special charge time by 3 turns. Wow. Holy, you are gonna have no problem getting this special off. Like, it doesn't matter if people try to delay you or special reverse you. Like, this is nuts, the amount of special charge time that this unit can reduce on itself. So it is just for itself, not for any of the other characters under crew, so just keep that in mind, but still really good. And boosts the chain multiplier by 1.5 for 1 turn. Respectable, nothing wrong with that. Changes all of crew slots to recovery, including block. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Any super tandem that can, or sorry, any super type that can remove block slots is always appreciated. And again, that will give you the recovery slots so you can activate the super tandem. So love to see that. Again, I imagine you'll probably use this at the start of the quest, actually, instead of during it, just because, 1, you'll reduce your cooldown really quick, and then 2, you can lock those recovery orbs for 10 turns, right, which will just allow you to just do crazy amounts of damage, have type advantage slots, and do all that stuff. And then it changes crew's Slasher Powerhouse character's first class to Cerebral for 1 turn. Interesting. So Slasher Powerhouse. So is this maybe like the Zoro Lucci unit that they're targeting? I'm not quite sure exactly what they're targeting with this unit, except maybe that Zoro Lucci. I'm trying to think of what other characters have both Slasher and Powerhouse on them. So this is just kind of an interesting one. So we'll have to see how that ends up playing out. In terms of support effect, so any Egghead Art characters can get the support effects. That's awesome. I'll go to a lot of different characters, and it's just 50% base stat. So nothing too crazy support effect. I would waste any time leveling that up. It's just okay. Nothing kind of too crazy. All right, so now is the awesome part, the PvP, my favorite game mode here. So let's see what they do first. So let's look at their rumble ability first. I like to look at the rumble ability first and then their special. So it targets int type and free spirit classmates for HP up 7, recovery up 7, speed up 7. HP up's good. All the other ones are just kind of whatever, but not terrible. Targets Emmett and Strawhead Pirates, Vegapunk, Revolution Army, Promethea, for attack up level 5, special CT up level 3. All right, so that's good. So it automatically will give any of those character tags speed up level 3 for CT. That's awesome. That will definitely be useful for getting your special off quick, especially because it looks like the special rumble is 27, which is a little bit high. So having that 3 at the beginning will help get that off a little bit quicker. When appearing on the field, okay, so for here, you have to actually have them on the field. It doesn't really work if they're on the back bench, so you're going to want to make sure that you have this character on the field to trigger these effects. Again, targets those same tags we just talked about above for a 10% CT reduction. All right, so you get a 10% CT reduction right off the bat. So yeah, you shave 2 seconds off, so right, so you're starting off at like 25, plus you get the speed up level 3. So like, it's getting close to that 20-ish threshold, which is where you want to be for really getting your specials off really quick. So not terrible, and because they're free spirit, there's gonna be a lot of characters who can also give additional CT reduction, like Otama. So I think that'll work. It'll work pretty well with getting their special off really fast. And when remaining time is 50 seconds or less, or when appearing on the field, when remaining time is 50 seconds or less, targets all enemies for special delay 30%. Wow. That's pretty busted. If you can survive for 40 seconds, then you get a 30% CT delay for all enemies. Yeah, that's pretty busted. Wow, this guy is gonna be not fun to deal with, and that's just looking at the rumble ability that is there. In terms of the rumble special, let's go up to that before we go to the GP burst. It is on a 27 CT, as we mentioned before, so it's a little bit high, but you can get it down with the CT reduction from the rumble ability. But for the tags that we just mentioned below, you get some defense up, which is just okay. Targets 3 enemies with high special CT for a 30% delay. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty substantial delay that she's going to do. On top of then, if you can get this off, for the first time, you'll get 30% delay, and then if you can have this unit survive to that 50-second mark, then you get another 30% delay. So that's just going to be nuts in terms of their ability to just stop units from going. Targets all 5 elder enemies for 100% chance of force out. Oh my word. This is broken. This is probably one of the more broken abilities I've seen. Not and with the caveat that it is just the 5 elders, right? So if you're not fighting 5 elders, you don't get this. You just get the CT stuff, which is still good in its own right. But holy, considering the cost of the 5 elders, you usually can't run more than one unit. In addition, if you have the full 5 elders team, they're gonna knock out that whole front row, and basically as long as you can kill that last unit on the bench within 10 seconds, it's an auto win. That is awesome. Wow, Bandai is just pooping all over the 5 elders. This is gonna absolutely, I think, decimate seeing a lot of these teams out there, because you face them and it'll just would wipe out their whole front bench. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy to see that they're kind of been debuffing 5 elders and trying to get rid of them. But yeah, that's pretty broken. And then on top of that, targets enemy within large range for 20,000 spread damage. Damage per target decreases as the number of target increases. So I'm assuming how this works is if there's 5 units on the field, it would do 4,000 each. I'm assuming that's kind of how it works. And then obviously less units on the field, it'll do more damage, right? So if there's only 2 left on the field, then it would do 10,000 to each. And then attack times 5. Oof. This unit is going to be cancer in PvP. Yeah, it is going to be absolutely brutal to go against this guy, because even if you not have a 5 elders, the fact that they could do basically a 5,000 fixed damage and then 5 times attack is bonkers. I don't know if this counts as fixed damage. I wonder if that is, because there might be some ways you can kind of get around that with units who can kind of nullify fixed damage. So we'll have to see how that actually works. I don't know if spread is the same as fixed. But yeah, that's absolutely busted. Wow, yeah, this unit is gonna be I think it's gonna be a must pull so far out of all of them. Like, I don't know how you cannot go for this guy first. So yeah, let's look at the GP burst real quick. So you have to do damage 16 times, so that's not really that difficult. Targets all enemies for 30% CT delay, and does 1.6 times. Oh, this seems kind of low. Ignoring defense for 1.6 damage. That's not a huge amount of damage, but I guess because you get the CT delay, it kind of makes up for it. Interesting. Yeah, so the GP burst, we'll have to see. I mean, it gives a lot of utility with that special delay of 30%, right? Your guy's ready to go, or your enemy team's ready to go. Boom, you just pop off your GP burst, and you have basically a chance for all your units to go, and you get a little bit of damage on top of that. And then you get int, side type, and free spirit cerebral teammates get a 30% CT reduction. So debuff your enemy, buff yourself. Yeah, you're going to be able to make sure your specials kind of go first. It's a good GP burst. It's just this whole damage seems kind of low to me, but not a bad GP burst by any stretch of the imagination, and only doing damage 16 times. When this guy is in his GP season where he's boosted, that'll be like half of that, right? So only hitting 8 times and getting this burst is kind of nuts. I don't know how many activations it has. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. So that might change how useful it might be. So we'll have to wait till that unit actually comes out to see. And then lastly, the GP leader level 5 ability there targets into side teammate attack. So it gives you an attack recovery, an additional special CT up. So nothing too bad there. Targets free spirit cerebral classmates for HP, speed, defense up. So just give you some more stat boost there. If you have any of those tags that we mentioned before, wow. Okay, so it's giving a lot of defense and HP. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of tankiness here, I think, with these teams. So that's good. Love to see that. A lot of stat boosts. And then if they're 4 or more Navy or World Government enemies, targets all enemies for special CT down level 5. So again, just trying to you probably see more World Government than you will see, full Navy teams out there. But still, if you're fighting like the 5 elders team, not only do they get the force out, and not only can you do an additional delay to them with the GP burst, but then you can also get their CT speed down as well. So yeah, this unit is going to be nuts to deal with. I think it's, at least right now, obviously I haven't read the other 3 what they do, but this to me it seems like it's at the top of my list. I think it's going to be hard to top this in terms of better units. So yeah, I am glad this unit is broken. The artwork is pretty sick here at the top too. Love to see that. So yeah, we'll have to wait to get some more details. We'll have a more detailed video out with some kind of suggestions how to use this character once we get closer to the anniversary, New Year's, and we actually get the details in game. We kind of really dig into this character a little bit. We'll talk about some synergies and what we think might be some good characters, but that's going to kind of wrap it up for me today. But yeah, this unit is bonkers broken. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait. No matter what, I'm using my 1500 gems guaranteed to get this character. Obviously, if I get the character, I'll hop to other parts of different banners. But if I have to go to 30 to get this character, like, I'm going to 30 to get this character because they're that good. So yeah, off to a great start. Let's hope the other 3 units are good. So that being said, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Watch for those other videos. They'll be out at different points today. As always, until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.